All right, welcome. I'm joined by Novahawk. I haven't spoken to you in so long. You're from the Hot Wheels community,
Originally, yeah.
originally. So crazy crossover here. Not even my first Hot Wheels Elestrals crossover. But you actually were interested in Elestrals when it first came out, but being Australian, like you were just told no.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like some time has passed, and we've actually got an LGS up in your area, and I completely forgot to reach out to you about it. And now here we are. You started with base set or Kickstarter?
So I started off with the Kickstarter. I backed the Kickstarter. I bought like a ton of product. I opened a ton of product. I played for 20 minutes and then I've not looked at the cards since.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. I mean, there's no one to play with. There's been no players in your area until Gwendolyn climbed out from under whatever rock. So you need to catch up on 3 years of gameplay. I've told you to put together a list of some cards that you're interested in, some cards you would like to know more about, and I'm going to give you some information. But hey, let us know more about who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Nova. I'm primarily a Yu-Gi-Oh player, so play a lot with my Karibos. They're terrible, but I have a great time. And I played, like I said, like 20 minutes of actual Elestrals with like someone else at my local LGS. So I consider myself a Thunder player. My favorite card is Sonicore because he looks very cool, and I'm excited to find out how cool some of these cards are. I pick them based on vibes. I just kind of had to scroll through an alphabetized list and went, "This sounds cool.
Cool,
Let's
cool.
see how good it is."
I did notice in some of these that the vibes you've picked them on are possibly related to myself. At a guess. We will get to those. I will call you out on those. Um, hey, maybe you can even rope your friend into playing at the LGS2 and really grow that Brisbane community. Because unfortunately, like I think they've got like 4 players at the moment, which is a starting point. We want to expand and grow. I actually had a talk to some people in Sydney that run a store, and answered a few questions for them about getting the cards in. So we might even get some stuff in Sydney. But let's start with Astrabbit. What do you think about this card? Do you think it's a good card?
So this is one of the few cards I played, and in the deck I played, it came at 3. But it says you look at the top 3 cards, then add one to your hand. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, we have a similar card
Duality.
that you banish 3 or 6, and you get to look at 3 or 6 and
Oh yeah.
add one to your hand, and that card is at 1. So I'm gonna say this card is good.
This is indeed a very good card. This was a format staple in almost every deck, all the way from base set through to Firestorm. So the first 5 sets. Every deck was playing this if it could. Even if you weren't playing Thunder, you would play 3 Thunder Spirits and 3 Rabbits just because Rabbit is that good. On top of that, it's got a 5 defense, which means nothing clears it. Like it is so hard to just get over it. And it's not on cast, it's an on receive. So if it receives more thunder later on, it can do it again. So either through Nexus, you can do it in your opponent's turn if you have like Ultra of Stars to Nexus onto it in your opponent's turn, or if you just re-enchant it. If you're like, hey, I've still got nothing I want to commit to the board, I'm going to use my 1 enchant for the turn to enchant Rabbit again and just get another card.
Is this card banned?
No, this is fine. This card's at 3.
What?
Um,
Are you fucking? Are you kidding me?
the card's great. So, a new set came out after Firestorm, which was live stream. And this set pushed the speed of the game so drastically in one jump that Rabbit was just overshadowed. We could suddenly drop things that have a 6 on them so easy that Rabbit wasn't worth playing because now you're setting up a guy that will die. So the Rabbit did drop off. However, Elestrals then changed their mind. They were like, the game is too fast and people don't like that. People are not happy about that. We're going to ban the fast cards. Rabbit is back. It is seeing play again. But
Thunder, thunder.
They did unfortunately build the next set, Sunstrike, which has just come out this week. They built that around Livestream. So when they were doing all their play testing on the cards, they were balancing it against Livestream when Livestream came out. So unfortunately, until the next ban list, Rabbit's probably going to fall off for a little bit again because the format will be a bit too fast for it. But when the next ban list comes out, they've already said they know what they're hitting because the cards that they've got are just far outpacing the pace of the game and what they want the game to be. So they will be hitting a few things, and then Rabbit could quite probably come back into the fold of the game.
Fair enough.
There's actually a new deck in this set that actually enchants Thunder Spirits from the grave to the field, and then gets bonuses for putting them from the field back to the Spirit deck. So it'll be like you have the Rabbit on field, you'll enchant to it, and then you'll take one off to put back to your Spirit deck, and you've still got your Rabbit, and your Rabbit is triggered.
I have a question for you. Yeah. This says when it receives one or more Thunder Spirits, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you add one of them to your hand and shuffle the rest. That doesn't say once per turn.
No, it's not. You can trigger this multiple times in a turn. You can keep putting Thunder Spirits on it if you have ways to do that. So Nexus thing.
So there's a very real chance that you can be doing this 2 or 3 times a turn in the future. Possible, yeah. And just... how many cards are in a deck in Elestrals again? Like 40? 40, yeah. So you could be going through a third of your deck. No, not a third. A quarter of your deck every turn.
In theory. There is one card. It doesn't see a lot of play, but it's just a Invoke Rune, so basically a normal spell. It just says Nexus 1, draw a card. So if you have like a Divine up with Thunder Spirits on it, you can just Nexus from your Divine to the Rabbit, draw a card, trigger the Rabbit, grab another card.
That seems busted.
It seems busted, but Circle the Sky doesn't see that much play. Not compared to Rabbit, especially. Like Circle the Sky is just a bit too slow. Losing a card and needing a Nexus for it that great. But yeah, Rabbit, phenomenal card. Just the absolute pinnacle of Elestrals design, and all Elestrals design needs to be based around this card. So cards like Eddie, which swaps something's position and then can run over it, is designed with Rabbit in mind because everyone's playing Rabbit. You play Eddie to remove the Rabbit. It's a way to out it without everything else being able to out it easily. Galaxy Champion of Poseidon does the same sort of thing. It swaps the stats of everything on the field when it casts, which obviously turns the Rabbit into a 5/2, so it's in defense and it'll get cleared. But if you have your own Rabbit and you cast the Galaxy Champion of Poseidon, you've now got 2 guys with 5 attack, and you can attack really strong for the turn. So, yeah, I think a lot of the first 5 sets had card design based around how it interacts with Rabbit, because Rabbit was the most represented. Hey, good card. All right, on to our next card. Bunnix. Stat-wise, Bunnix is pretty cool. 4/4, really nice. What do you think about the effect?
This says expend a Frost Rune. I think that's a Frost Rune.
A Frost Spirit.
Yeah, and so that means you have to detach it.
No,
right?
Expend goes from your deck. From Spirit deck, so it comes straight out of your life. It has to come out of your Spirit deck.
So I don't know what Nixie Mirror is, but I'm going to assume it's a terrible card because it only adds one dude. It adds 2 of one dude and then puts it one directly in your underworld. Yeah. So I'm going to say this is a bad card.
Okay. I'm going to explain Nixamira to you. So Nixamira is one of the coolest designs of an Elestrals card. It has 2 forms. The Risen form, which is like the attacking form, and the Fallen form, which is like the defensive form. So the Risen form has an attack ability, has a high attack, has an ability to destroy back row and get in. And then at the end phase of the turn, it ascends into a Fallen form from your hand, deck, or grave. So even if the other one's in grave, it can still go into it. So sending one to the grave doesn't matter. So then at the end of your turn, it turns into fallen form, which can't be targeted by invoke runes and has 8 defenses. And then at the end of your opponent's turn, it ascends back into the risen form. So it's constantly swapping between its two forms. Bunix gets the risen to your hand, the fallen to your grave, so that way you're not going to dead draw into the fallen form.
So it's essentially just play the good card from your deck and set up the change for its end of turn things.
Yeah.
Is Nixamera good though, or is it just change
Nixamera
form?
is absolutely abysmal. It has won an event, so it can perform. It reads like a good card. But the big problem with Nixamera is it ascends every turn. And to ascend, it means it enchants a spirit. So every turn it is gaining 1 spirit from your spirit deck. You're losing a life as upkeep at the end of your turn and your opponent's turn to keep this thing on the board. If it
So it just drains
dies,
you to death.
you're dead. You've just lost multiple spirits. The longer it lives on the field, the closer you are to dying. And if it doesn't ascend, it kills itself.
So this is a bad card then.
It is a good card that gets you a bad card. There is an alternate way to play Nixamera that some absolute madman did. He just played 2 of the Risen form, which, sure, at the end phase it's supposed to kill itself, but he just misenchanted it, so it just has no effect. So he's just searching for a 7 attack guy for free. So he plays his 4/4, searches a 7/7, ascends into it, and he's just got a big guy that he can search and summon into, which was a really cool heads up idea. Probably the best way to play Nixamera is to not actually play the Nixamera as a card. It's a body.
Okay. Confounding, but okay.
So it's bad in the fact that the cards it supports are bad, I guess. Retire. What are your thoughts on Retire?
Okay. So I know Ambrosia is the card that lets you draw 2, am I right?
No, Ambrosia says heal 3.
Okay.
Which is insane
So
in this game because
in
healing
this
3
game,
is 3
life
extra
is
actions.
everything.
Yeah.
So like healing is great. So it says when a player, so when you cast Ambrosia, you're healing 3 and drawing 2. This guy's a 1 cost. So
it also
I
does
reckon,
trigger when your opponent plays Ambrosia. You still draw 2.
So I reckon this guy is just great card draw. I don't know if you wouldn't be playing Ambrosia.
Yeah. So
I feel like it's one of those cards everyone plays. It's
Ambrosia
like
is
worst
great.
pot of greed.
Yeah, Ambrosia is amazing. And up until live stream, it was at 3 of in every deck. And there are some decks that played it at 3 until it was semi-limited. It is now a 2 of. However, Drataya hasn't seen play since base set.
Really?
Yeah.
I suppose you'd only really play it in like an Earth deck where you're already going to be upcasting this guy into something else.
No. Not even Earth decks want it. It's banned.
Not even Earth decks want it. Banned. It's banned?
That shit got banned so fast. It had an FTK. Yeah, they banned it because there was an FTK with it. So never coming back.
Bring this card back. I can be trusted with it.
No, no one can.
I won't FTK you sometime.
Ambrosia's there are 6. Like you can play 6 copies of Ambrosia because there's another card called Ambrosia, and its effect is to heal based on how many Ambrosias are in grave and then draw 1. So it stacks.
That sounds insane.
That one is shit, but with Drataya, when it says heal up to the Ambrosias in grave and draw 3, then it's insane.
Yeah.
So
that's nuts.
They got rid of this because there was an FTK with it where you could just
how do you FTK with this?
There's a card called Waspire. Waspire, I think it is. I don't know. I forget what it is. There's some card that does like burn damage. It's just like pay 2 spirits to like burn your opponent, and you would just load it up.
Heal and burn.
No, it was detach 2 spirits from itself to burn. And yeah, you would just load it up with spirits because you just draw your entire deck and then just burn your opponent infinitely.
Damn.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, ban card. Goodbye. All right, Frostmite. What do you think of Frostmite? Especially after
Okay,
discussing how cards are built around Rabbit.
yeah. So this card says -5 until end phase. So this card can kill Rabbit.
Yep. Pretty good. Pretty good. Killing Rabbit isn't makes a card plausible.
But I'm gonna say this card is bad.
It,
Because I'm assuming you can only do the effect when it's summoned, or is it just whenever?
it's a once per turn, but it's like spell speed 1. You can only do it in your turn.
Yeah.
So you cast
I'm
it,
gonna
you weaken the rabbit, you run over the rabbit.
I'm gonna say this is a bad card because it's not gonna stay on field long enough to do major damage. Like you can probably out one card, but that's probably it.
And that's pretty much the whole purpose of Frostmite is to just remove one defensive wall that is causing problems. Um, in theory, it's an 8 when going against a defensive card, which is huge. And it has seen tops in the spider deck. It does actually see play, but
There's a spider deck? That's
the
terrifying.
spider deck, it's so cool. Yeah, Arachne's Lair is a field spell that says when you play a spider, draw a card. So you play Frostmite, you draw a card, and then you get to remove their guy. So yeah, pretty cool. The deck itself isn't too great, but it is the only time Frostmite sees play now. It used to see a little bit of fringe play in the past just because it does remove Rabbit. And going 1-for-1 to remove a Rabbit is perfectly fine because half the time you have to put more than one card into it or you have to wait a couple of turns. Just being able to go normal cast for normal cast to remove it is really nice. But yeah, ultimately it is just too slow. It doesn't do enough. Removing a Rabbit is nice, but it then just dies to whatever comes next.
I thought so.
Glaciosa, what do you think of this?
So this one has a massive attack. It deals piercing damage, and when it enters, it suppresses. I don't know what that means,
Suppress is
but I
negate.
feel that's a good card.
So it imperms
This
the card when it goes into battle.
this card is good.
This card is dog shit.
What? But it negates it, and it like does piercing damage, and it's fucking massive.
Okay, but look at
First on
this.
this
See,
channel, I should ask that question.
it's an Australian channel, of course. You see, it's got this thing here where it costs 3, which means you've got to like have 2 spirits on board and ascend into it. Or like it's difficult to get out. There's
Is it just
not.
too slow?
It is. It's not even too slow. It is too much work to put it out. If you're not in a winning game state, you can't cast this. You can't cast this if you're behind. In which case, you're just drawing a dead card. You're further behind.
I see. This is a what we call in Yu-Gi-Oh! A win more card. You only get to play it when you're already winning.
This is a tribute summon. It is a level 7+ tribute summon.
This card is terrible. I changed my mind.
Like you put piercing and negate in battle on a Yu-Gi-Oh card that is just blue eyes. Otherwise, it's
Do we not have a bear that just says like put 2 runes under me and make this guy instead? Like then it'd be okay. A
kind
1-cost
of
bear.
we kind of have some bear stuff that supports getting out bears faster, but there are better bears to get out. There's one that is on entry, destroy 2 cards.
Yeah, okay.
Why would you bother with this at that point? And also, it has 4 defense.
He looks cool. That's why you bother. He
It has
looks cool.
4 defense, so a Galaxy Champion of Poseidon just eats it. Like, so Galaxy Champion of Poseidon is a card to always watch out for. It has 2
Is
attack,
that the
5
whale
defense.
thing?
Yeah, 2 attack, 5 defense. When it's cast, it swaps the stats of everything on the field for the turn. So if something is big but only has 4 defense, it just dies to whale. It is not.
What if I simply ate your whale and pretended you didn't cast it?
Half of this game is played through webcam. Good luck, man. Reach through the internet, grab that card. What do you think of this?
This one just looked really cool. I haven't even read it.
It does look cool. You should see the full art.
I think this card is good.
So good.
And the reason I think this card is good is not only does it negate an attack, but it puts back an extra spirit that it costs to cast it.
Yeah,
So this card says +1 spirit, and also you stop a guy from attacking you.
yeah, it's really good. In fact, you don't even need to be playing a solo deck for this. You can play 3 copies of this with 3 solar spirits, spend the 2 solar spirits on whatever, and then when they try to attack you, you heal those solar spirits you've sent and negate their attack, and you can just keep spending them and doing things for free. This has seen play outside of solo decks, but in solo decks, it is just insane. It is just free attack negate. You can get to a point where you've got 0 spirits in deck. If you've still got one on field and you have Guardian of Light, you're still in the game.
I would probably play this card at what's the max you can play it in
Right.
Elestrals? 3?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd play this at 3 in a solo deck. Easy.
Yeah, pretty much every solo deck is playing this at 3. Yeah. Very, very good card. Ignector. Now you didn't specify which Ignector, so we have both.
I didn't know there was 2. Normally they have different names if they've got different effects.
So if they have the same name, then you can have 3 copies total. So you can play 2 of one and 1 of the other, or 3 of one and none of the other. You can't play like 3 of each.
I think you would play these together, wouldn't you?
You definitely do.
Because, like, the one that says, I think it's up here, the one that says normal cast,
Yep.
is like, add 2 from your hand. You can special cast 2 from hand or deck in attack with fire ready to go. So it's like, yeah, cool. I just skip battle phase this turn, but also when the other guy enters, you get to add Nectar of the Gods. So you summon the normal cast guy, and then you summon 2 of the other one, and then you add 2 Nectar of the Gods. So you're going -1, maybe -2 from hand. You're going -3 spirits, but you're getting 2 cards and 3 bodies. That's insane.
You know what Nectar of the Gods does?
Not a clue.
Pay 2, draw 2.
That's not great, but still.
Not great. Have you read Pot of Greed?
Pot of Greed says draw 2. There's no pay 2 involved there.
Paying 2 to draw 2 is fine. It is so good, especially like if you're playing like Frost. Frost wants spirits engraved, so it's just setting you up and drawing cards. Ignector. What do you think of Ignector?
I think he looks cute and he's a good card.
Good card. Okay, so this has seen tournament success. There was a bear deck, so just as we were looking at the Glaciosa before, there was a bear deck that would play 1 and 2 of this because it needed to put spirits in the grave to be able to use the bear combo to get out the big bear in 1 turn. So it could get the big bear out in 1 turn as long as it had 2 spirits in grave. So you wanted to play Nectar of the Gods to put 2 spirits in grave, and this helped you facilitate that, as well as, thin your deck, draw some cards. It was just all around great. And then eventually people figured out a better way to play the bear deck, so these did fall out of it, but it was the mainstay of the deck for a little bit. The bear deck is already Frost and Fire anyway, so it was on theme. However, Nectar of the Gods has since been banned.
Oh, what? No, okay, so this card's terrible then, because you
Pot
can't
of
actually
Greed is awful. It's a really strong card.
How great is it to play a card that's banned? Like,
there is another Nectar of the Gods they've printed, which is Nectar of the Gods Dionysus Chalice. This can still search that. That card says draw
worse.
3. Cost 1.
Is it?
It's a counter rune, and you have to have a certain card on field to activate.
Is the certain card Ignector?
No, the certain card is Dionysus. So if you have the Divine Dionysus, it says draw 3, discard an Earth, or discard an Earth card and draw 3.
So he's a green card then.
Yeah. And the other Nectar of the Gods is a green card. So in theory, you could play this combo in Dionysus, get 2 of the card, and then just discard 2, draw 6. guess.
Yeah, I guess, but I feel like there's better cards to play.
I mean, realistically, with Dionysus, you do play the Nectar of the Gods already, and you just draw them. You play the other bug, the Psy Nectar, the Earth one, just because it gets a better card than Nectar of the Gods. All right. Our next card, Kite Mite. What do you think of Kite Mite?
I'm gonna say, based on the fact that you disenchant the guy that's under him to special cast a Warmite or a Frostmite. I don't know what Warmite does, but I know what Frostmite does. So I'm
Warmite
gonna
is
say
the
he's a bad
opposite.
card.
Warmite is the opposite of Frostmite. It makes something lose 4 attack.
I think this is a bad card, and it's
There
only played in
is
the Spider deck.
this is also the another version of Warmite, which is the champion Warmite, and it makes something lose 3 attack on receive instead of just 1 per turn. So you can technically trigger it in your opponent's turn to make them
I still think that's bad.
lose things. Okay, well, let's look at this. Let's say you have Arachne's Lair, right? You play Kite
I don't
Mite.
know what that is.
That's the field spell. That's when you play a spider, you draw a card. So you play that. You play this, you draw a card. You then turn this into Warmite, you draw another card.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah,
That feels like a lot of setup for not a lot of payoff.
Hey, draw 2 is pretty good, as well as getting the guy you want. It is just a tutor for the spider deck, and that is the whole purpose of the card. Is just a tutor into the other spiders that are good. And if you have the lair up, you're getting a draw out of it. But yeah, the spider deck's not very good, and as such, this card is not very good. It has had tops, but not like major tops.
Well, maybe if we get a better version of Frostmite and Warmite, he'd be a better card.
Yeah, absolutely. If we ever get a good Frostmite, this card's crazy. All right, Cryscorch. What do you think of Cryscorch?
I picked this guy because he looks like exactly Charizard, and Blue Eyes White Dragon had like an Elestrals baby. I did not read him, but I think runes are the back row cards.
Yep, all back row. Yep. It nukes back row on cast. It heavy storms on cast.
But it also says you can expend a spirit to force your opponent to expend 5 spirits.
It says expend all of your spirits, so you go to 0.
That's bad.
What if you've only got 1 left?
Yeah, but what if like you have 10? Like
then you just don't activate it.
Yeah, like
I mean, if your opponent if your opponent has 4, who cares how much you've got? It doesn't matter if you go to 0 to kill them.
If you both go to 0, isn't it a draw?
No, if you're both no. So you can still play on 0, as long as you don't have to spend 1 while you're on 0. You're still alive. You're still in the game. You can be on 0 and still keep playing. It's only if you would take damage while on 0.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. This card is fire. It
is. It's also frost.
Eliminates. You know what I meant, dickhead.
This card has seen a fair bit of play and a decent amount of success. It is kind of cool. It's really helped by the fact that its 2 previous forms, Cryling and Cryvern, are just insanely good cards. Like those 2 cards,
aren't they?
Yeah, they're frost cards, and they see play without this. Like they are that good that they were in every frost deck for a very long time, right up until they limited Cryovern. So because Cryovern is, they had to limit Cryovern because it's just too good. Essentially, Cryoling it gains an attack for every Frost Engrave, and then if it hits 6 attack, it kills itself and ascends into it automatically ascends into Cryovern. And then the Cryovern is just a 7 attacker. So if you're playing things like Nog and things that just put spirits in your grave, you can just load up your grave with Frost Spirits and then on your normal cast, just drop a 7 attack guy for free.
Damn.
And that 7
sound good.
It was very good. And then if you do like something to revive the Cryoling, and it automatically ascends again, and you've got a second one.
And that's why they limited it.
That's why they limited it. And then additionally, if that Cryovern is correctly enchanted and it survives to your standby phase, its effect is in your standby or in your draw phase, discard your hand to special ascend into Cryoscorch. So if that Cryovern survives a single turn, a single opponent's turn, you suddenly have this on the field, you wipe the back row, and then you swing in and you do a lot of damage. Very strong card. It was just such a potent threat because 7 is already good enough on its own if you can just cast it for free. But a 7 that threatens to just end the game the next turn if you can't remove it is also really nice. Cryo has definitely seen play. It actually saw play in the bear deck as just an alternate win condition. Because the bear deck plays Frost and plays Nectar of the Gods, so you just play Cryolink, Cryovern anyway. It's just good enough to play. And then because the bears are also playing Fire, you're like, we're already on Fire. Let's just shove this in there too. So it was just an option that they had access to, and a few of them started using it. It catches people off guard. Cryovern saw a lot of play without this to a point where people stopped expecting this. So when you suddenly have this in your deck, people aren't ready for it. They're like, we have to out the Cryovern because it's a 7. We don't have to out it because it's going to nuke our back row, burn for 5, and has 14 attack if we don't out it. People are just like, it's just a 7. So if I can stall it for a turn, it's not too bad. Then it suddenly can turn into this.
They just don't respect it.
Yeah, it wasn't worth respecting. It's not a great card, but it is a good card. And until Cryovern comes back to 2, it won't see play.
Fair enough.
It might, but probably not. Lovelith, what do you think of Lovelith?
So I don't remember what enchanting spirits are, but are they
it's spirits on the field
under people? Yeah. So you get to plop him down if your opponent has more monsters or enchanted spirits on the field than you do.
Yep.
And then when he comes in, you target and destroy a rune. So you can pop counter runes and stuff just by summoning this guy. He's 6'4".
He's a rabbit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this card's a good card because it pops a card when it comes in and it can beat over a rabbit.
Would you be surprised if I told you this hasn't seen play in quite a few months?
I would be surprised. Is that because it's banned?
Banned?
It's banned? I called it. This card reads exactly, not exactly, but very similar to Lava Golem in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or just you just take 2 of your opponent's monsters and slap down a big guy.
Yeah, that's not at all what this does. That's not what this does at all. You just read lava and were like, lava.
This guy is slap down a big guy and pop a back row, and you can just normal cast him for 2 instead of 1 just because your opponent has more stuff. You don't even have to have more stuff. You can just upcast him from something else if you've got him. Card is decent.
This card was so good on release that people weren't even playing fire decks and they'd still play this. They just put in 4 fire spirits and 3 copies of this. And then if you draw it, you're in a winning state. It got limited very quickly, and it was fine at 1 for the longest time. But then, as the game shifted to focus more on Divine Runes, sit on the field with 3 to 4 spirits, which just automatically turns this on. And then this pops the Divine Rune, and your opponent loses all those spirits.
Wait, you can pop Divines with this thing?
Yeah, it's any rune.
That's crazy.
So yeah, they killed it. They took it out behind the shed. They were like, this just says no, don't play Divine Runes. And as such, people weren't playing Divine Runes.
Man, I want to play this card. This card seems fun to just ruin someone's
I think
day.
they need to bring it back exactly as it is, but just say destroy a face down rune, and it's fine. If the escape from Tartarus is exactly this, but it also destroys a face down rune, the card is so fine.
I agree.
Bloomaroo. Interesting that you put this in here.
Of course I put this card in here. This is the channel name.
Yeah.
Why would I not put this in there?
What do you think of Bloomaroo?
When it destroys an Elestral by battle, I'm going to send the top 3 cards from the deck to that. This card is terrible.
You're missing the key part of Lumaru.
which is
What does this say?
5.
Yes. 5 is like the highest you can get on a normal cast. 5 is the greatest number in the game. For the longest time, the best deck in the game was just called 5s. And you just played every guy that had a 5 on it. It didn't matter if it's correctly enchanted. Most of the time, you will water enchant it so it plays through Tsunami. A 5 is just crazy, just on a guy. This card still sees play because it just has a 5 on it.
I want to say I don't believe you, but you're the actual cool guy of this whole card game right now. So
This was
I'm gonna
in
say
this,
the kangaroo is cool.
this was in the deck that won Worlds. I believe it 3 copies, maybe 2.
That's insane.
It
What
just
kind of creature is this?
What do you
Is
mean?
it a kangaroo creature or
Yeah,
is
it's
it
a
like a
kangaroo.
beast?
Yeah, it's in the name.
No,
Roo.
no, I know that's what it's called and stuff, but like, does it have like the little creature icon thing?
The icon down the bottom is, I think, Brute. I think it is. It's a Brute.
Okay.
But yeah, no, really good card. Just it beats over most things in battle. That's the main reason you play it. If your opponent doesn't have something to contest it, they've got to put resources into it. Obviously, a rabbit will stop it. You can stonewall this with a rabbit, but pretty much anything else will fall. The mill effect is redundant. It's really good in the solar mirror because you're seeing what your opponent's foretelling. Your opponent's putting their best cards to the top of their deck, and you're like, cool, mill 3.
Yeah, just you don't get those cards now.
Yeah. If they
Onto the bottom, please.
so like, I actually had it come up recently. My opponent foretold 4 cards, and it was like Earthquake, one of the best cards in the games, 2 good cards, and then 1 mediocre card, and then they've stacked their deck. And I'm like, well, you'll have just put the worst card to the bottom of those 4, mill 3, and then sure enough, they're drawing the worst of those 4.
Fair enough. That's kind of funny.
The mill comes up, but only in the solar mirror. Otherwise, it's just a good card. It has also seen play outside of solar decks. They don't even play the solar spirit for it. They just misenchant it. All 5s get that treatment. All right, Like a Void, Champion of Artemis. I assume you've either heard about this one or you read it and were like, "This seems good."
I saw a werewolf and I put a werewolf on the list.
What an insane pick! No one will believe that this is not set up and staged. Tell me what
Why
you
did
think.
you put werepop in there?
Because it
What does
ascends.
werepop do?
Werepop ascends into Like a Void.
What is a lunar phase?
Lunar Phase is a card, one of 10 cards. So there are 10 cards that are called Lunar Phase that all have a separate title. You've got Lunar Phase, New Moon, Full Moon, Lunar Eclipse, all that sort of stuff. So it searches for any of them, and if you play Full Moon, it'll ascend into the Like a Void.
So you summon this, and then you can search for full moon and add it to your hand. And when you cast the full moon, you turn the werepop into the Like a Void. And when Like a Void is cast, you can special summon any number of werepop from your deck with Luna suppressed, which means it doesn't get its effect. Question mark?
Yep.
You can destroy a suppressed Elestral on your field, and if you do destroy a suppressed Elestral on your opponent's field.
Yeah.
But it doesn't suppress your... Does the Luna deck suppress your opponent's cards?
Yeah, Luna deck does a lot of suppression.
So
in fact, there's actually a Lunar Phase New Moon just says suppress an opponent's Celestial.
So werepop says add the card that makes the better card, but also, if you want, add the card that suppresses all your opponent's cards.
Yeah.
And then you go into Like a Void, and you can destroy your werepops that it summons to destroy your opponent's stuff. So this is just like negation and field control.
Pretty much.
So it has to be good, right?
I'd say it's good.
Okay. Am I off? Is it
I think you're
is
underselling it. I think you are underselling it. Like a Void is game warpingly good. As in, when Like a Void was released, every single deck, no matter what you were playing, played 3 Wear Up, a Full Moon, and a Like a Void. Because it was just the best thing to do. If you were going first, you would play the Wear Up, you get the Full Moon, you set it, it's a counter rune. It's a counter rune that just says enchant 2 Lunar Spirits to your field. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you activate it with the correct spirits, the Wear Up still triggers. And then your opponent's turn starts, and you have a Like a Void on the field, a 6/5 with 2 3/2 bodies. So you've immediately put 3 bodies on the field, and your opponent hasn't even got to play a card yet. And
that's stupid busted?
one of those 3 bodies is just insanely strong and hard to remove. You can't do it with a normal card. You've also got your counter runes to protect it and stop your opponent playing their own stuff. The card was just batshit.
So with the full moon, you can target the pup that you've already summoned and put like a water and an earth rune under it, and
No,
it becomes like a void.
No, it has to put Lunar Spirits under it, but
Okay.
you can misenchant the full moon. You can just cast it with a thunder, and then it has no effect because it's got the wrong spirits. The Wear Pup doesn't care that it's got the wrong spirits. The Wear Pup's like, cool, full moon was activated.
Okay.
So this came out in Firestorm, completely just warped the game. You were either playing Like a Void, every deck was playing Like a Void, but you also had to be playing a deck that could contest with Like a Void. If your deck couldn't contest with this card, you weren't winning. So it straight up warped the game. It wasn't tier 0 in the way that a Yu-Gi-Oh deck would be, where it's the only thing you can play, because you could play any deck as long as it also had Like a just all round really good card, insane play rate. They banned it on the very next list.
Oh, so it's banned. It's that good. It's banned.
It was insta banned very quickly. It lasted three events and then it was banned.
What's my hit rate for just picking banned cards based on vibes? It's got to be high.
However, come January, they decided the game pace has increased because of the new set. So this was banned in July last year. January this year, they were like, because the game pace has increased so much, we're going to bring it back. So they brought it back.
Is it 1 or something? Is it?
Well, it doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 3. However, there was also a new card released, which is Lunar Phase Lunar Eclipse, and its effect is to destroy back row up to the number of Lunar guys you control, and then its name is also treated as Full Moon. So you now have a removal spell that triggers the Wear Pup to ascend into Like a Void. But the game pace had increased a lot, so it was like a Void's kind of fine to come back because the game's going faster and you can do things. So yeah, this
sounds like a lie.
It had. The game pace had increased a lot. So Like a Void came back and immediately warped the game around itself again, even though the game was going faster. Again, instantly warped the game around itself and was unbanned for one event, saw a 40% play rate, and then was immediately banned again.
Brother, I was just about to be like, so you're going to help me build a Lunar deck after this video, right?
Yeah,
like, we're gonna do like Lunar and Sun and do like an Eclipse joke, ha ha ha. It's banned.
It's banned.
You got me excited.
They were just
I was gonna foretell into this and scare the crap out of my opponent.
The crazy thing is they unbanned this and every single person was like, why? This is not okay. And they're like, it'll be fine. And then it saw a 40% play rate and they're like, never mind. We'll put it back.
So what you're telling me is because it's banned, the market price is low and I should pick up some copies.
Welcome to Elestrals. The market price is low is pretty much the defining point of the game.
Yu-Gi-Oh is expensive. Let's play Elestrals instead.
The most expensive card that we've ever had, it's been shared by a few people. So Lunar Phase Full Moon was $30, but you only needed 1 copy. The rest of the deck was peanuts. Lavalith was $30, but it was limited, so you only needed one copy. And the other expensive card was Moralith, which also has peaked at $30. That was at 3 at least in its deck, but you didn't even have to play that deck. No deck, no card has passed $30 price point.
So are you telling me I could build an entire like competitive Elestrals deck for like under 150 Australian dollars?
Yeah, easy. Probably under 100. MBT hosted a tournament some time ago. It was June last year. He hosted this tournament, and from the top 8 decks of that tournament, someone priced them. The most expensive deck of the top 8 was 80 USD to build.
Which is about 100 and something Australian dollars.
The cheapest of that was the deck I played. It was 44 USD. To just buy outright. That's including staples. So if you've already got the staples, that's less.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Staples right now are more expensive than your entire deck.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, so I think that was during Ryziel format. So you could get an entire Elestrals deck for the cost of one duo drive or whatever it was.
Brother, right now, Dominus Impulse is a $40 card, and you've got to play 3.
The entire top 8 of that event cost less than a Ryziel deck at the time. Affordable game. Very affordable game. However, that doesn't mean you can't make money out of it. They have serialized cards, which obviously, they go for hundreds. But they're not essential. They have a low rarity variant. So if you want to be a shark or if you want to be a whale and put money into the game, you can. But if you also just want to play and not spend a lot of money, you can play. And then once in a blue moon, you'll pull a $300 card and immediately be able to sell it because it's one of 99 copies.
Absolutely wild.
I sold a prize card for 700.
700.
I won an event, got the prize card. The prize card was one of 16 cards because you could only get it for winning the event. And yeah, I sold it to pay for my passport.
That's wild. We also have like the most expensive passport in the world, but still.
Yeah, we do. Wild. We do. We absolutely do.
For our non-Australian viewers, an Australian passport is almost like 500 Australian dollars.
Where is it? This card here, this foamy that I've got on my desk is a top 16 prize card. And these go for like 50 USD or something. And like the common version is like 2 cents.
Wow.
So yeah, you can have the expensive version or the other one.
Wow.
Lustragon. What do you think of Lustragon?
I don't remember what Nexus means.
Nexus is to move spirits from one card to another.
Okay. So this card to me says I can move all my crap around and destroy a card, target and destroy a card. It doesn't have to be a creature or a rune, it can be whatever. But also the name is funny, so I'm going to say it's good.
Okay. I want to start by saying this shouldn't be a solar card. Solar doesn't target. That's its gimmick, is it doesn't target. The fact that this targets, awful. Hate it. But no, you've done a really good job at picking ban cards this whole video.
Is it banned?
No, not at all. This is the exception. This card is horseshit.
Really?
It has.
Oh man!
It has had some tops, and pretty much every time it tops, the person that topped with it has said, "I wish this was any other card." Yeah, it seems really good to be able to move spirits to destroy things, especially if like you're moving spirits onto things that trigger when they receive a spirit. It does a lot of damage, but it doesn't have an easy summon condition, so you've got to already have an established card on field to ascend into it, and then an established card on field to Nexus from. Mediocre card.
Does the Divine Rune not good for this
Oh yeah,
in
no, the
Zola?
Divine Rune's great for that, but like you've got to draw it.
True.
Yeah. Mid card. Lycavolt, Champion of Zeus. Good or bad? What do you think?
Well, the artwork is fire.
Dude, it's such a beautiful artwork.
You can target an Elestral until the next turn, give it -2 swords or attack, and when that Elestral has 0, you must destroy it. While Zeus is enchanted, this Lycavolt cannot be targeted by Divine Rune effects. Why is this worse than the default version?
Yeah, you figured it out. It is worse than the default version. Yeah. So,
the other one says when you destroy an opponent's Elestral, you get to look at their hand and discard a card from it. That's crazy good.
Yeah.
Like, hand knowledge is like a big thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, so I assume it is the same in Elestrals. So
it's pretty decent in
it's just like,
Elestrals. Not as good as ripping a card though.
Yeah, he gets powered up for every amp up in the underworld, which I assume wouldn't be that hard to just stack them down there.
One of the amp ups is Thunder Dragon.
Huh?
One of the amp ups is just Thunder Dragon.
That's... Why is this game so weird? Why is it unbalanced? How many banned cards do we have?
No, it's fine.
Because they keep banning the good cards?
No, as in, amp up's not broken in any way. Being Thunder Dragon is not a problem.
I know. I just think it's good. I think original Lycavolt is good, but Champion of Zeus seems like horrifically worse.
So Champion of Zeus Lycavolt is such a good card, except for the fact that the best way to cast it is to cast Lycavolt, and you may as well just cast the other one because it's so much better.
Yeah.
If the other Lycavolt, if the original didn't exist, yeah, Champ Lycavolt is a good card. Really good card. But because the original does exist, it's just better and there's no reason not to play the original. This actually won the last premiere. Like the original.
Damn, okay.
Yeah. So it's still seeing play now. It's still really good now, even though it's a base set card. And it's such a shame that one of the most beautiful arts in the game has been wasted on a card that just isn't worth playing.
They should have just made that original Lycavolt. Why'd you make it a champion?
Yeah.
It's the same design too. Like the big difference I can see is he's got like chains on him, which just shows that he's been chained down.
It's the Zeus trademark sort of stuff. So all the champions of Zeus will have those sort of things on them.
Wow, I didn't know you were into that, Zeus.
Alrighty, let's have a look at our next card. Warfrost Chimera Form. What do you think?
So, when I was picking these cards, I saw like 9 cards named Morfrost, and rather than reading any of them, I just picked the one that had the least amount of text.
Yeah. What does that text say?
You can discard a Morfrost in order to draw a card.
Does that seem like a good effect to you?
On its own, no, but you've put Bat Form there, so now I'm worried.
No, let's ignore Bat Form.
Morfrost is discarded.
Let's ignore Bat Form. You think a body that says discard 1, draw 1 is bad? Even in Yu-Gi-Oh, a body that says discard 1, draw 1 is kind of good.
So this card says, if you have this specific card in your hand, you can discard it and get another card, which is kind of just hand fixing.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly specific.
Well, I mean, you just said there's like 9 cards called Morfrosts, right?
I didn't think it was a deck. I didn't realize that was a thing, but clearly that's a thing because that one says when this Morcroft is discarded, you can special cast a Morfrost that is not it from your underworld.
Yeah.
So you can just discard a bad Morfrost and then discard Bat Form, and then you get a free another dude, and you've still got 2 cards in your hand. So that seems strong.
So the discard to draw one is a once per turn, but it's a soft once per turn. So if you've got 3 Chimera forms, you could just draw 3.
This seems strong.
And if you're creative, you can actually like if you've got like 2 Chimera forms on field, you can like discard Chimera form, like discard another one from hand to draw a card, and then discard the bat form to bring back the Chimera that you just discarded, drawing another card. And then if you Nexus off one of those Chimera forms so it has no spirits, it dies, and the new one can then discard another bat to draw a card and bring back that one that you've just killed. And then you can just do it all again. So in theory, you can like really chain them together. Especially if you're willing to like kill your own guys just to put them in grave.
That sounds insane.
Yeah, it's a really good card, and this was a really dominant deck until it got some hits from the ban list. The main card of the deck got limited, which is Morfrost Lycan Form, and its effect is pay 1 and discard this card to add any 2 Morfrost from your deck to your hand. So you just get Chimera Bat, and it's already put a card in grave for you to revive.
That seems unfair. I think that's a deserved limit.
Yeah, and then that
just turns your entire deck on.
Yeah, they did also semi-limit Chimera Form. But also, remember what we said about Lumaru?
Oh, it's a 5!
Yeah, it's also a 5! This card is insane.
Yeah.
It's a really good card. You don't even have to play Morfrost. You can just play this. I actually, for a little while, was playing a deck that had 3 Chimera Form and 1 Lycan Form, because Lycan Form was limited. And essentially, I was playing it as a 5. I wasn't even casting it with Frost. I was playing it as a 5. But if you draw the Lycan Form, you pay 1 Frost to search for 2 5s. You're just getting 2 5s to your hand, and then if your opponent can't deal with 1, they're certainly not dealing with 2.
Yeah, no.
Good card, good card. Novahawk. What made you pick this one?
Because its name had Nova in it, and it kind of looked like a bird.
Yeah.
I was, again, just going off vibes. I was like, this one looks cool.
Yeah.
It's got Nova in the name.
What do you think?
Let me read it. I didn't read any of these. I literally looked at the picture and the name and went, that's going on the list. It can be normal cast with 2 if Temple of the Sun is enchanted. When you cast it this way, you destroy an Elestral. And Temple of the Sun is a 1 cost that's +1/+1 for each sun enchanting them. So this card is good if you already have Temple of the Sun, but if you don't, you're kind of rooted because it doesn't do anything.
Correct.
But if you have Temple of the Sun, it goes onto your battlefield, and then you just immediately Novahawk, so you have a 6/8.
Yep.
And you get to destroy an Elestral.
A non-targeting destroy too.
Yes, which seems good.
So good.
But,
it is so
But is
good.
Temple of the Sun easy to get out? Is there some other engine that just like
the baby form of Novahawk Champion of Apollo is Glimbat Champion of Apollo, and its effect is just discard it and pay 1 to search for Temple of the Sun.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, really good, really good. Novahawk is currently limited because card good.
Why are all the cool cards that I like limited or banned?
I think it's a temporary limit because it was just they were limiting it to just diversify the format until the new set came out post Worlds. So I think it's actually back to 3 now.
Cool.
But if you look really close on Temple of the Sun, you can actually see a Novahawk in the background.
Oh, yeah, you can.
This came out like 4 sets prior or 3 sets prior, so it's like foreshadowing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Novahawk is a pretty prominent lore-wise solar Elestral. Just not the original one sucked ass. This one's really good. All right, you then asked about Pantera.
Yeah.
Any reason?
Pantera I knew looked cool because like he's a Hydra.
Yeah.
And I saw Hydrake, so I just assumed that this was like Pokemon and they like went from one to the other.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna read them real quick, but judging by the number of heads on each of these guys and how similar they look, uh, if it's destroyed by battle, you special cast Twindra, and then Twindra is the same to make Pantera. And if Pantera is destroyed by card effect, you can summon any number of Hydrake and Twindra from your hand or deck. So I suppose the question is, how do they get destroyed by battle?
So something has a higher attack. The card with the lower attack dies.
Oh, so you just crush them into bigger guys and make the bigger dude.
Yeah, it's Mystic Tomato. If Mystic Tomato got bigger every time it died.
So if I crush my Hydrake into, I'm gonna say Astrabbit, but I know not Astrabbit doesn't have the attack. If I
Let's
crush
say
my Hydrake
Lumaru.
into Lumaru, and then I summon the Twindra, can I then attack the Lumaru with the Twindra?
Yep, and then because they've both got 5 attack, they'll trade.
And then I get the Pantera.
Yep.
So for the cost of what, 6 runes and
Yep.
1 battle phase, I can get a 15-8.
Yep, and also the Pantera can then immediately attack when it's cast too. Still battle phase.
I think this is a decent card. I'm not going to say it's a good card. I think this might be like an alt win con or something. Like you might build a deck around this, but you wouldn't like chuck this in every wind deck.
One of the best and most known players in the game, just hardcore plays this deck. Like he just plays Hydrake Turbo.
Are you saying he Pantera-rises the format?
We are now. No one has come up with that before. There you go, Ari. You've got a new slogan. So yeah, essentially any deck that had room, you could squeeze this into, and then it's just a threat if your opponent just has an opening. The cool thing about Pantera is you don't have to correctly enchant it. Its effect is dog shit. If your opponent is removing the Pantera, you don't want extra Hydrakes for it. You don't want to be playing more than 1 copy of Twindra and Pantera anyway. You want 3 copies of Hydrake so you see it, and then the 1 Twindra, the 1 Pantera.
So it's a 5-card engine, and you only really need to be playing what, 2 Wind Spirits?
3
and
Wind
then
Spirits.
The last
3 Wind Spirits, and then the other spirits can be anything.
Do you have to correctly cast like
the Twindra? Yes. Yeah, the Hydrake and Twindra need to be correctly cast.
Oh, so when they're special cast, they're not just summoning on top of each other; they're summoning a new one, and you have to. Okay.
Yeah. And then the Pantera comes out with 6 spirits, and most people try to put a water under it so you can't Tsunami to put it to defense. Just so it can go in. Ari actually started putting 3 Lunas under it because there's a card that says when an Elestral is destroyed, it's a counter rune. When an Elestral is destroyed, you activate this, and it brings it back using Luna spirits to enchant it. So you enchant this with 3 Luna, and then if it dies, you can just revive it with those same 3 Luna spirits.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. So yeah, Ari can top any format with this engine. And it's his favorite card, and plays the absolute crap out of it. However, as of the new set, Sunstrike, Pantera will never see play again.
Oh, what? Why?
Well, this card will never see play again because they released another Pantera.
Holy crap, that looks so cool.
Yeah, this is the greatest artwork in the game. It's
when
so
you
nice.
cast as Pantera, I disagree with that. I've seen the stained glass arts. They're pretty sick. When you cast as Pantera, you can enchant it with up to 2 wind from your Underworld and or Spirit deck. When the battle phase begins, you can disenchant one wind from this Pantera in order to target and destroy a card. So you still don't have to play any more wind spirits, and then
Well, yeah, technically, you do want to now correctly enchant this. You don't want to misenchant this one now. You want to actually
okay, because it's just detach one and then pop a card. That's
Yeah, but it also gains the extra 2 spirits. So spirits are what does damage in this game. So if your opponent has a guy with 1 spirit on it in attack mode, and you run this over it, and it's got 5 spirits on it, they'll take 4 damage. If it's only got 3 spirits, they'd only take 2. The spirits are what does the
oh,
damage. If this attacks
so
directly with 5 spirits, they take 5.
that's cooked. I
Yeah.
love that.
So this card is insane. It just does more damage. They've given us a reason to enchant it correctly by making it have a good
Decent.
effect.
Why is this Pantera not got a different name to the other Pantera?
Because fuck you. They don't
Fuck
want
me
you
yourself,
playing.
Howard.
They don't want you playing 4 Panteras, apparently. No, the real reason is Hydrake. They don't want people playing 6 Hydrake. The new Hydrake that they released is Search for a Dragon. On cast, Search for a Dragon. Sorry, just Search is the other version. I guess they don't want people playing 6 of it, and it means that you're essentially just choosing what form of it to play. Yeah. So Pantera, good card. New Pantera, better card.
Cool.
Fast for sale. What do you think?
I think he looks cool, and that's why I picked him.
He does
I
look so
like the
cool.
elements of thunder and light at the moment, so this dude's kind of both. But I
Yeah.
feel like just based on the fact that he's two cool elements that I like, that he's going to be shit. But I also haven't read him yet, so we'll figure that out. So he gets one attack for every solar spirit under him. So if he's correctly enchanted, he's getting 1.
Yep.
And you can just enchant 2 thunder to destroy a rune. And when he receives 1 or more solar, you can enchant 2 thunder.
Yep. So that also
So
counts on cast. So when he's cast, he's counted as receiving a solar.
right.
So he
So
comes in
as
with
long as he's
5.
correctly cast, and you've got 2 thunder in the underworld, he'll have 4 thunder and a solar when he's cast.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. It's also not that
Um,
difficult to cast. You can do it in 1 turn.
oh, okay. But there's an ultra charge card here,
Yes.
and this one has a cool art.
So does the other one. I
And
just didn't have it on me.
when this first is destroyed, you can target and destroy cards with a number of soul that is enchanting it. While it's double soul enchanted, it cannot be returned to the hand, and its attacks cannot be negated. Right. So the ultra charged one basically says, "I'm a big boy, and you can't return me to the hand."
Yep.
And also, you can't stop me from attacking.
Yep.
I still think the original one's better.
I feel like there is case scenarios for both, and they're both equally easy to summon. So yeah, either one of them can be better depending on the situation. So yeah, I personally do like the original, but apparently this one is now playable. I don't know if the original is now playable with the new support. I haven't really looked into the deck, but apparently it is much more playable now as of this new set.
Is it good though? Like, is it a decent card? Is it a bad card? Is it just okay?
Apparently, the deck is a top tier deck. Is like tier 1, maybe tier 2.
Damn. Okay.
Whereas previously, no, it was the bottom table fucking meme.
Right. So my original instinct was spot on, but actually now that there's new cards coming out, it's actually fairly good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
Okay.
the deck
I
that a
can
lot of
live with
people
that.
would like fanboy over and play, and then just tank
Is he an insect?
Yes, it's an insect dragon.
That's so funny.
You added this card. I'm interested as to why.
I felt like I needed to include a card that was not a creature.
Okay. Crazy that you picked this card. Again, no one's going to believe that this wasn't scripted.
Why? Target Elestrals. Yeah, this one just says Monster Reborn, which is kind of why I was like,
Yeah, but it
we'll
costs
chuck it
3.
in.
Is costing 3 an okay cost for a Monster Reborn? Let's say you're bringing back a guy that costs 1. You're paying 4 for a guy that
Okay, so I'm gonna say this card is good because you just showed me Pantera, which is like a massive dude, and I would 100% pay 3 to just bring him back.
At that point, you're paying 6 because you've also got to pay for him.
Valid.
Valid.
I'd pay 6 for a Pantera. You
Okay.
do that anyway, normally summoning him.
I guess. But you've already paid 6 to summon him, and now you're paying another 6 to get him again?
Look, if I'm playing a win deck, maybe I play this because Pantera is my win con. I think this card is like maybe not a 3 of, maybe 2 of.
It's so funny. It's so funny that you picked this. Did you know I went to Worlds?
I know that you went to Worlds.
I don't know what card I won my invite with?
Sonicore, my favorite card.
No, it was Rise from the Ashes Turbo.
What is Rise from the Ashes Turbo?
The entire point of the deck was to put a big 3-cost guy in the grave and then Rise from the Ashes to bring it back in 1 turn. So I would turn 1, drop the most powerful card I could come up with. It would then, that most powerful card has an effect that says, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, add every solar Elestral among them to your hand, then non-targeting destroy that many cards. So I would discard it, play this to get it back, look at the top of my deck, add 3 cards, destroy 3 cards, and then swing. And if my opponent cannot answer that immediately, they lose.
How do they lose?
I mean, it's going to do that every turn.
Oh no. Did you get this card banned?
I did.
I keep looking at cool cards and being like, I like this art, it seems fun, and you're like, this card's banned.
So I won the first Worlds invite with this card. 2 days later, they limited it. 2 days.
Oh.
It was at 1 for a bit, and then eventually they were like, yeah, it has to go.
That's crazy.
Good card. Very good card. I'll have to send you the footage. This card is so good. Sonicore. You asked about Sonicore.
My boy!
This is one I did answer for you when you originally asked because it was the first one you asked about. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Sonicore?
I think Sonicore is the coolest guy to ever exist.
I
think his effect could be better.
I think the effect is fine. It is a really cool card. Unfortunately, because Cryoblast exists, it'll never be a good card.
If his defense was 5 and he was 1 extra rune, I would play him in every deck.
Yeah, that's fair. That's not how that works. Actually, I should introduce you to Posthumous.
I will call A Drive. I don't have his number. I will stalk him and I will get him to make Sonicore Nova's version or like whatever the card name thing is. And I will make him get a cooler Sonicore.
You might be interested in Posthumous, which is a 3-cost with a high defense that stops counter-ins. So
it's not Sonicore, I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
Sonicore
Hopefully we're getting a new Sonicore soon. It's due. Alright, what do you think about Spark It?
This one says Escape from Tartarus, so I think he's a scary little kid.
So Escape from Tartarus is what they do when a card gets banned. So the original Spark It was banned for being too good, so they remade it and called it the Escape from
Tartarus. When you normal cast it, you look at the top 2 random cards from your up to 2 random cards from your opponent. I don't know why I'm saying top and discard one of them. I still think that's a good card.
I think it's a good card too. So the original Sparkit was banned because its effect was Nexus 1 Thunder Spirit. Then look at your opponent's entire hand and rip a card from it.
Yeah, I can see why that was banned.
Yeah. So this one is a slightly. It was also a 4-2 instead of or a 4-1 instead of a 3-1. So it was just a bit bigger. This one is, yeah, I'm a big fan of this card. I actually think in some ways this one is better because the
I
old.
think the Nexus up to 2 is probably useful in some ways.
Well, the other one had the Nexus 2 as well, but it didn't get the discard effect if it Nexused off itself. So it had to stay on the field after Nexusing. It only got the discard if you Nexused. So it could do it every turn, but this one gets the discard regardless of the Nexus. So you just cast it, you get the discard, and then the Nexus is just an optional effect.
Can you return this to hand and just cast it every turn?
No. I mean, in theory, yes, but that's not that good. What you can do is you can, if you've already got Astrabbit on field, you can cast Spark It, rip a card from their hand, Nexus its spirit off of itself onto the rabbit. The Spark It dies, the rabbit triggers, and you get another card.
Is this card also like banned or limited or something?
No, not at all. But it nearly won me another event. My power went out was the only reason I didn't.
Thunder.
Very good card. I like it. I'm a big fan of it. It still sees like a little bit of play, but not. Spark It, Champion of Zeus.
I figured I should put this one because it had 2 titles, and therefore the card must be good. And it lets you put Zeus or Zeus's Call into your hand.
Yep.
And Zeus basically says put 3 spirits under it, and then remove 1, and target opponent's Celestial loses a bunch of attack and defense, so you can beat over stuff.
Yep. So this Spark It gets Zeus, and then is essentially a
5. I reckon this card's like because we've established that 5 is strong, so Zeus and Spark It together of Champion of Zeus is essentially a 5.
Yeah.
So I think this card is good.
This card is okay.
Oh, really?
The previous Zeus Searcher had 4 attack and was a 7. It was fucking insane, and they banned it.
That explains a lot.
Then that's why this is only costing 2. The main use of this card is actually because it searches Zeus, which sets up a card called Voltempest, which is Gauze if a Champion of Zeus is destroyed in battle.
Ooh, and this is a Champion of Zeus.
So this gets the Zeus, plays the Zeus, and then sits there, and now your opponent doesn't want to run it over in battle because they're going to get gauzed. By a 14 attack monstrosity.
Yeah.
And then if your opponent's dumb enough to leave something in attack, you can run the Sparkle into it, drop Gauze, and then kill them.
That's pretty funny.
The other card it searches Zeus's Call is an Invoker rune that says, if you control Zeus, search any Champion of Zeus.
Okay, so a Zeus deck built around Champion of Zeus would play this at like 3.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty good in that sort of situation.
Damn, okay.
Outside of that, no play. Outside of the Zeus deck.
Yeah, fair enough.
Toxiri. You asked about Toxiri.
Yeah, I know that there's a Thunder version of like the Scorpion dude, so I picked this guy based on vibes. Because he lets you add Dense Fog, and then your suppressed Elestrals get weaker. And then Dense Fog just says suppress Elestral, doesn't it?
Suppress everything that's not Lunar.
Yeah.
So Toxiri essentially does like searches Dense Fog and then adds an additional thing to Dense Fog that just says -2 to everything as well.
Yep.
I honestly think Toxiri is one of the greatest well-designed cards in the game. It hasn't got any success, but it is such a well-designed card.
I think Toxiri and I forgot the name already, but the werewolf guy, I want to say Void something.
Like a Void, yeah.
Like a Void. They go so well together. They're cool. I'd like to see that combo.
Honestly, people were playing Dense Fog without the Toxiri.
Really? Just not even bothering to add it?
Yeah, yeah. And the cool
But
thing, what I really like about Toxiri is it's when it's cast, not even when normal cast. So if you could special cast it, if you use Rise from the Shadows to bring it back after it dies, it searches again.
or Ashes if it wasn't banned.
Yeah, you wouldn't rise from the ashes for this. It's not worth it. Honestly, it's just that generally when it comes to card slots, there's usually just better options. It is a really good card. I I personally love it. I think it's one of the coolest cards in the game. There is also another dense fog, and its effect is just negate all stat changes. So anything that would change stats is just turned off when it gets activated. Also really good. There's a whole dense fog deck. It just still missing something to complete. The boss monster, the thing that the next form of Toxiri has an effect that says discard dense fog to destroy 2 cards, and then it's unaffected by. It can't be targeted by invoke runes if you have 2 dense fogs.
Right.
So eventually it'll be a deck, but at the moment it's just missing something. What's Spivey? What do you think of this?
He looked so happy, and he reminded me of that Pokemon that I don't know if I should be mentioning that has a
Beedrill?
terrible Mega. Yeah, that one. When he's destroyed by a battle, your opponent must expend 3, and is unaffected by counter runes if he's ascended from Cyanectar. So I feel like he's one of those guys you suicide bomb into your opponent's guys and just make them
Oh
expend 3.
no, not at all. This
Really?
card is a menace. Being unaffected by counter runes is on an 8 attack is insane. It is so hard to deal with this fucking thing. Because if it hits the board, all of your interactions with your opponent don't work on it. It's got a high attack, so it does just run over everything. It is a menace and it can end games on its own. It's very easy to get out because all the Sign Nectar stuff. One of the Sign Nectars is if you activate any card that has poison in its name, it ascends into this. And the other Sign Nectar searches any card with poison in its name.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, so yeah, it's actually I think quite a viable deck. I won my regional with it, and one of the other Lumaroos. They're a big Wasp Ivy fan. However, look at the defense.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
So Cryoblast kills this.
Yeah.
That's probably the only reason it's not seeing more play. But it does see play. It does get tops. It's still a good card, despite Cryoblast. It's just it does. Then you asked about Zeus. I believe this is the last card on your list.
Yeah, I just figured I should ask about a god. I think he's a cool card for Thunder decks.
For the longest time, this was a cool card for all the decks. This was in every single deck for quite some time because of Alachik. Um, just neg 3 multiple times is really good. It just means that you're winning combat up to 4 times. Really, really good card. And the thing is, when you're neg 3 an opponent's card, if you've got 2 or 3 guys on field and they can stop one of those attacks, they can't stop the others. So making your opponent's guy weaker is even better than buffing your own guy because then you're technically buffing all your guys for that battle.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, Zeus, really, really strong card. Probably the best divine, honestly.
Damn. Thunder just can't stop winning.
Thunder has all the best cards and none of the results to show for it.
That's so
I
funny.
think Thunder has won 1 premiere in the last year, and that was the most recent one. Other than that, it's
It's because we don't have a good Sonicore yet. We just need a good Sonicore, and then we'll just kick everyone's asses.
so June last year. I made top 4 with a just mono Thunder deck, just based around Sparked Escape from Tartarus. That was the whole concept of the deck. I made top 4, and then my power went out mid game as I was about to win. So that denied me a win. And then a guy playing the Thunderstorm deck, which is like the mushrooms, which is another Thunder deck. The first event after Worlds, he was in the final, so he'd made it to the last round, and his internet DC'd.
So what I'm hearing is everyone who is about to win with a Thunder deck just has energy issues.
Yeah. Actually, it's commonly believed that Zeus disconnected my power because I cited him out every single game for that event. Every
Ah,
single time I hit game 2 at that event, Zeus came out. I was like, this
you
card
brought
is
his
shit.
ire upon you. You
It's
deserved it.
shit card. Get it out of my deck, and then yeah, plug on me. But yeah, so Zeus is it's written as a good card. It's not seeing a lot of play right now because it doesn't need to. But there is a deck that plays it still, which is the right now the most played divine is probably Hermes or Apollo. Those two are seeing a lot of play, but they don't. That's because their whole deck is really built around them, whereas the Zeus deck isn't necessarily. Although this does have a nice interaction with where is that guy that we were talking about earlier? This Lycanvolt. You see how it says -2 attack, and if it becomes 0, destroy it. Well, it stacks with the Zeus. So if you have the Zeus -3 and then this -2 and it hits 0, it kills it.
So it kills all the fives, basically.
Yeah, and then it also stacks with Cryoblast for the same reasons. You can Zeus and then Cryoblast something and kill it.
Not bad. I
Yeah.
don't think Frost Thunder is much of a deck, though.
You never know. But yeah, so Thunder's cool. I think Thunder has the most fair cards. I think that is what Thunder is. It is just a bunch of very fair cards, which gives you a lot of opportunity for skill expression, but you're never going to be in a situation where you're at an advantage because if your opponent has one or two unfair cards, you've got to deal with that. Anyway, this has gone a little over what I was hoping for in terms of time. I do have to get ready for work, but thank you for joining me. And if you have another list of cards, send them through to me and we can go do this again.
Sounds like a plan. I'll catch you next time.
All right. Toodaloo.
See ya.
And I hope you go to locals. I hope you start playing.
I will. I'll rock up with a deck and get bodied because I don't understand what's going on.
That's all right. We'll help you out. We'll send you some stuff. We'll send you a care package of commons. I'll send you like all the Thunder stuff.
Yes.
Boombat is an
Thunder
essential.
supremacy.
All right. Toodaloo.
Catch you later.